Hi, welcome back to the channel. You may have remembered that this is the second video in a series on NLP state control. And this is an incredible topic. This is largely the reason I think that people come to NLP, is to learn how to have more influence over your emotional state. So in this video series, like the other video series, I'm going real in depth here. Not only so that you can go beyond your basic understanding, I want this video series to be massively impactful for you, regardless of your level of NLP training. So if you're a beginner, you're gonna learn how to enter into emotional states at will, call them up, summon them, step into them at will. And for those of you who have been to an NLP practitioner or a master practitioner, but aren't experiencing emotional mastery, this video is for you as well. So this video series. So very quickly, and I just want to give you a brief overview. I'm going to keep these videos short so that it's easy for you to rest your attention on this. I don't want to make it difficult. But for those of you who are really fascinated by this material, feel free, go through all of it in one sitting. That's totally up to you. And for the rest of you who want to take a more bite-sized approach, at your service, okay? So, what is a state? When we talk about state, what are we talking about? Well, a state in NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, we talk about state as the combination of your physiology, your emotional state, and your thinking and your perceptual filters in the moment, all right? So it's the combination of your thinking, your feeling, and your physiology. So states could include happiness. States could include love. They can include connection. They can include power. They can include, desire. They could include happiness. States, or they could also be stress or anxiety or negative states, sadness. So states are, or for example, you could have high performance states. You could talk about be in the zone. And what we're really curious about with this part of studying and learning NLP and emotional state mastery is developing an awareness that emotions, states, etc., they do not happen by accident. You are not born as a happy person or a sad person. These are processes. State is really a process. Happiness is a verb. Flow is a verb. And we want to take and start to denoun these things. So in this video, however your emotional body has been up until now, we want you to begin to train yourself to really think about, how do I want to live? What are the emotions that I want to inhabit? And one from a purely feel-good perspective, right? One so that you just squeeze absolutely every single moment and enjoyment and the absolute exquisiteness out of life itself. Because you're alive, damn it, and you should enjoy it while you're here. But also, state is very, very goal. It enhances your goal achievement. So, for example, for communication and persuasion, you and I both know that there are people who, when you get around these people, their excitement transfers. That if you can remember a time in your life where you were so excited, right, and that you couldn't help but celebrate, and you step into that moment, feel the excitement surging through you, and then give your presentation, that becomes contagious. And we also know the opposite is true. That if you're in a bummer mood, there's a phenomenon in the psychological literature called emotional contagion. So for leadership, this is absolutely paramount. That it is absolutely paramount that you learn to activate emotional contagion. For persuasion, this is paramount. For your relationships, it's paramount. Your state and the default states that you're in will determine the quality of your life, period. Now, there isn't another level above state, which has to do with beliefs and values. And that dictates where your states have ended up naturally occurring as it is. Well, this is a way to influence at the state level. I also will do a video series on how to change beliefs. But what you're gonna learn here is how to elicit states, change them, condition them, make them habitual and automatic, the right times and places. So here's your homework on video number 2 of this series. The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to get out a sheet of paper. And I want you to either that or get the sheet of paper out now or type into the comments. And what you're gonna type or what you're gonna write down is very simple. You're gonna write down positive states that you experience regularly. And you're gonna write down negative states that you experience regularly. And for most people, so don't be concerned if this is you, for most people, the negative states are often outweighing the positive. And this is why this work is so crucial. This is why this work is an absolute must for you. Most of you watching this will be in the first world. And even if you're in the lowest income bracket in the first world, we are more abundant now than we ever have been. There's a great segment in the new Dracula series on Netflix where Dracula survives to 2020 and he's in somebody's home, right? And he's looking around at all the marvels. Like, oh my God, you can flip the light on and off like this, right? And then music coming from places, little tweets coming from cell phones. And Dracula says something. He goes, I knew that the future would bring wonders, absolute wonders. And you remember times in your life where you saw something wonderful and the awe of that moment just struck you, it captivated you, it pulled you out of your ordinary experience into the moment, and you get that sense of being totally awestruck. Dracula says, I knew the world would bring wonders. I never knew that it would make them ordinary. And in the first world today, we have access to more awe-inspiring things than ever present. We are, all of us, richer than the wealthiest kings that came before us. And we have learned to feel bad in spite of it. And so it's time now to take control of your neurology. And additionally, I want you to remember that we are largely pain avoidant and pleasure seeking. So when you learn to take control of the pain and the pleasure, you have just evolved past the point of being a basic, emotional, conditioned animal, essentially. Most of us are being run by our unconscious associations of pain and pleasure. That ends now. That ends with this video series. So, like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm knows you're ready to change your life. The algorithm knows that you are ready to step into your potential. You are ready to harness your mindset, harness your nervous system, and you will not settle for the emotional body that you inherited by accident, haphazardly. You will not settle for anything less than the absolute exquisiteness of your nervous system. You are going to take ownership of this, and you're gonna completely transform the quality of your life. Type yes into the comments. Let me know you're in. And for those of you who actually follow the instructions and interact with me in the comments, I'm interacting back. Own this for yourself. It's free for you here. Interact with me here on the channel, and I will give you my feedback so that you can make these changes, make them your own. All right, see you in the next video.